What's up guys, my name's Samuel Leeds. I became financially free starting from nothing and I filmed it, I don't know if you've seen it. However, another guy has imitated the same thing. His name is Denis. He's from Latvia. He started with absolutely nothing and then using the same principles that I used, he started his journey to financial freedom. He's here at my offices. I'm gonna be picking his brain and see how he's getting on. Thanks for coming down, man.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
So tell me about how you got started into property then.
It was crazy to be honest. I never thought that I'll be doing something like property investment or property entrepreneurship as well. I was a builder before, and I knew nothing about property investment. All I knew about is like to be a property investor, you must have a lot of money, a lot of cash, but once I met you, your crash course, my mind completely changed.
So you're not from England?
No.
Where are you from?
From a little country called Latvia. It's literally near Russia, if somebody doesn't know.
Yeah. So you moved from Latvia to England when?
When I was 13, now I'm 23, so just over 10 years ago.
When we met, I think the first time we met was actually in my office at Hilton Hall.
Yes,
you made a trip to the office,
yeah.
And I remember thinking, this guy is going to be successful because your energy. And at the time when we met, you didn't know anything about property. You just happened to be in the office, and I remember thinking this guy's going to be really successful. You had great energy, and I always say big energy is big bank. Did you have a big bank at the time?
No, not really. Seriously, like many people say they started with nothing. I actually started with minus in my bank.
Right. Yeah. So you started with nothing in your bank as a builder, came to the crash course. What happened next?
Well, I went to the crash course with my girlfriend as well. She was a big reason why I'm here right now as well. Because at the crash course, I was just blown mind as well. I mean, like the things that you can do in the property world is just incredible, And what happened then is I signed up to the DFE, but I was really challenging myself because obviously I know I don't have that much money. I can't afford this and stuff. And I'm standing like in front of this table, and I'm thinking, gosh, nah, I can't do this. And I just about to turn around, my girlfriend pushed me back, said, "You go and do it. I know you can make it." So I said, "No, I'm just gonna do it."
How did you get the money? Because it's not a cheap program.
It's not a cheap program, but I got friends, and I following your saying, do it and figure it out later. So
do it and figure it out later.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. To be honest, I always live like this right now. I love risks. I really love taking risks. Yeah. But before, they were like unsecured. I mean, like I didn't know if it's a good risk. But now I'm taking risks which are calculated.
What's the difference between a calculated risk and an uncalculated risk?
Basically, the difference what I've been doing before is if I see something and I want to do it, I don't think about the outcome. I just go and do it. Yeah. But when it's calculated, I'm thinking about the outcomes as well. What is the worst case scenario? So I know what to expect and what to do if it's actually happening.
Okay, so you look at the best case because you're naturally an optimist.
Yeah, I am 100%.
But when you're a crazy optimist with lots of energy but little knowledge, then you can be reckless. So what you're saying is, you want to be an action taker, you want to be an optimist, but you also need to be calculated and you need to look at the worst case.
Absolutely, definitely.
Okay, that's interesting. So when did this happen? So when did you come to the crash course?
I came to the crash course on February. If I'm not wrong, that was like on 29th.
29th of February.
Yeah. Or 28th, sorry.
20, it must have been.
Sure.
So, okay, which is only like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So tell me, what have you achieved in the last 6 months?
In the last 6 months, it's 360 basically. I completely changed my mindset. I completely changed my life. I quit my job.
Respect, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a big step for me. But it felt so natural because I was working in different places, but I've never been staying there for a long time because it doesn't feel good for me to work for somebody. To actually do work, which I've been told to do something, and I never felt this motivation. It's like I feel like something inside me is like closing me down, and I'm just I'm just draining somewhere because look, at age of between 5 and 7, I remember my nan asked me, Denis, what do you want to be once you're going to be older and you grow up? I said to her, I want to be a president.
Wow.
Look, at age of 5, like most of the kids think I want to be like, Spider-Man or Superman or something like that. But at this age, I'm already been like, thinking something big, and I don't know where this is coming from as well, But working at this job, like, factory jobs, warehouses and stuff, this beast inside me was closing down. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And once I said, look, I'm gonna quit this job. Yeah, I know what I'm doing now. I'm passionate about the property investment, and I want to do this.
Yeah.
And I said, look, this is me. I definitely want to do this. You know what? Job is just pulling me down. I don't feel good at it. I'm just gonna do it.
How many people do you think have that desire? Do you think that you're rare, or do you think lots of people have that?
I don't think that I'm rare. Like I don't like to speak about myself like I'm something like special. I think everybody is the same, but I think it's all about reason why as well, and also what you want to achieve in the future. As I said, I want to be a big person. I want to be well known.
Yeah.
I want to build my legacy.
Yes.
I want my family to say, look, this is Denis. We will never have to worry about money and stuff. Because at the moment, like in our family, every single, my dad, mom, nan, they all hardworking people. Seriously, it's phenomenal. I'm so pleased they are my parents, But at this stage now, I know I got to pay back 10 times more.
Yeah.
So,
do you think that hard work is the key to success, or is it something different?
hard work is the key to success, but not only hard work.
What else?
Definitely your brain, 100% knowledge.
Yeah.
And dedication as well. And obviously, when something is not happening, is not to give up. Always strive going forward and stuff. Martial arts, as I'm coming from kickboxing background for 5 years, I built that killing instinct. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah.
I love competition, and this is something that drives me as well.
Yeah.
When I see people, look, I want to, have a challenge with you, I say, yes, let's do this. I don't even think it. I said, challenge, let's do this, and stuff.
Yeah.
And in my life, in property business, I always set targets, and I'm challenging myself if I can actually achieve it and stuff. And guess what? I was doing it.
Did you have any doubters when you stepped out to do property?
I never had any doubts, like somebody telling to my face. Never had that.
Right.
I'm sure I got something behind my back, but I never had the situation that somebody told me to my face, Denis, you're gonna fail. My family, they're always supporting me. They say, look, Denis, come on, push it harder. How are you getting on?
Yeah.
My mom, my sister, it's incredible. I'm very lucky in this aspect, because everybody is supporting me, and I'm just kind of attracting people, good people, because when you are a good person, you're attracting good people.
Yeah.
As well, in this 6 months, my friends have changed as well. So
Right.
obviously, all friends are gone now as well, because I said, look, we got different mindset. I'm not interested with them anymore as well.
Yeah.
So when I joined the academy as well, all these people just phenomenal. This is the best place I want to be all my life. Man.
How did you join so you have no money,
No money.
You come on the crash course. Now some people would say, because when I started doing training, when I met people like you, I'd feel guilty about people like you. When I say people like you, I'm talking about broke people.
Yeah.
You had nothing. Someone that had nothing. Bricklaying, how much were you making as a bricklayer?
As a bricklayer, I was making 2,800 a month.
Okay, so not terrible.
But my
Average
expenses were big.
average wage.
Yeah.
But you had nothing. I used to feel guilty about seeing people like you borrow money to go on training programs, because I'd think, and I'd feel the weight of the world on my shoulders, because I'm thinking if they've had to borrow money and then they're not successful, I'm going to feel awful. So I used to always advise people, save up, wait. With you, you did the deal finding extravaganza, which set you back quite a few thousand. You borrowed the money.
Yeah.
Then you're in debt, and you're thinking about the academy.
Yeah.
What did I say to you?
You said to me, to be honest, because obviously you see my energy,
Yeah.
and you said it's definitely for you, and I want to see you in the academy.
Yeah.
Even
though you had no money, you were in the minuses,
Yeah.
I still was like, do it.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I had no doubt that you'd be successful, because I had no doubt, because even though you had no money, you're not from the country, you're a bricklayer, those things don't matter. The thing that matters is your attitude, is your energy, and to me, I had no doubt So it's great to see. Have you made the money back yet in 6 months?
Still making, but the future is there. I mean, we just yesterday signed up with Bespoke Investor.
Yeah.
We're going to be working on buy, refurb, refinance deals.
Great.
And it's not going to be just to pass the my property. It's going to be as well like project managing as well.
Yes.
So I'm charging for the finder's fee and 20% of the profits that we're going to be making.
How much finder's fee?
1,500.
And then how much are you expected to make each month?
Each month, my plan is to make at least 3,000 at the end of this year.
Okay.
Every single month.
Okay.
This is at least.
So talk to me about some of the deals that you've done, because I know you've done like what, rent to rent, you've got joint ventures, you've packaged and sold deals.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of the deals.
I've done quite a few deals actually. My first deal was for an investor. It was a 5-bedroom HMO all and ensuite from in Doncaster. Unfortunately, that deal fell through just because somebody else put a higher bid on it. But it was my mistake because I didn't chase them up, because once I put my offer, they said yes, it's accepted, you know, and then they went quiet for 4 days, and I didn't phone them back, like actually asking what's going on.
Right.
And after 4 days, I phoned them back. So, is the deal actually here? They said no. Unfortunately, your offer has been unsuccessful. I said, what is the reason? Somebody got a higher offer. But I learned a big lesson there.
Yeah.
Like, since now, if I put any offers, I know that deal is good, I always chase it up, always on the toes every single day.
Yeah.
You know, so that deal fell through. But on to the next one. I got another HMO deal as well, which was in Doncaster, 5-bed all in suites. This time I was chasing up.
Yeah.
And I secured a deal, and is now in process to be sold to overseas investor.
Have you got the money?
Yeah.
How much?
2,000.
Well done, £2,000. So that's almost your month salary that you just made just on passing on one deal.
Yeah.
Really cool. So how do you find, when you're doing this and you're finding deals and you're passing them on to property investors, overseas investors, what's the process? How do you go about doing that?
Sure. Basically, the process is obviously when the investor is overseas. Before I actually started to look for some deals, I'm asking for proof of funds, proof of identity, so I know that he actually ready to go.
Yeah.
And for me, it's more credibility as well. When I go to an estate agent, I look, I'm working on behalf of this person.
Yeah.
This is the proof of funds that the buyer has, so they take me seriously straight away.
Oh, so you find the investor
First,
first. You get all their details. You find out what they want.
Yeah.
Then you go to the estate agents or the sellers with, this is the person I'm working on behalf of. Do you take a fee up front, or do you only
Yes,
take?
I do.
How much?
£500.
Okay, so you charge a £500 serious.
Yeah, investor.
Is that refundable?
It's not.
Okay.
Actually, we signing up an agreement. So within 2 months, I got to get him a property deal. If not, there is 2 options. I either gonna give them money back.
Yes.
Or we can extend the term.
Yes.
And then we can go.
And every setup like this is always slightly unique, but this you found this is what works for you.
100%.
So okay, so you take £500 serious fee.
Yeah.
You then have 2 months to deliver the goods. If you haven't delivered the goods in 2 months, he can either move on or extend it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's genius.
It is.
That's genius.
I love it.
And how many investors do you have on your books that have said, I'm serious?
Yeah. So we just signed up yesterday, which is serious investor, really serious. I'm looking forward to this one because it's going to be big. Also, I got 3 more on my books.
Yes.
With one investor, we're going through the checks at the moment.
Okay.
But I'm not taking more than 2 investors at the time because I want to bring a quality.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to take more investors, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of areas, because every single investor is unique. You know, he got their own vision, their own investment area and strategy. You know, if I'll be taking 5 people, I'll be messed up basically. You know, and there is not, because I want to keep everybody happy as well.
Yeah.
Because if I would take 5 people, I could get deals for 2 investors, but then 3 investors are going to be, you know.
Fine, fine, that's great. Okay, so you've got, because I think a good investor is better than 1,000.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people focus on getting as many investors as they can, but what you focus on is quality over quantity.
And I tell you something as well, because when I just started, I had 60 investors on my mailing list. I thought, that's it, I can just kill this now, you know. So I found one property deal. I pass it through, guess what? Not even one reply.
Wow.
You know, because out of those 60 investors, they're all looking for lease options, rent to rent, you know, but I don't want to source this type of this because I want to take them for myself, really,
Yes,
for the cash flow.
of course.
and the type of investors I want is that ready to put money in.
Where do you live?
In Peterborough.
In Peterborough.
Yeah.
So that totally makes sense. Have you found any of those lease options, rent to rents for yourself?
Rent to rent, and guess what? None of my money, own money, and this is for me.
Dude, I'm so impressed. All right, tell me about that. How many rent to rents have you done?
Just one.
Okay.
It's 2 units.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 units, two in one. How much is that making then?
They're still going just to sign up the agreements, but it's all ready now. Like everything has been agreed, but it's a service accommodation 2 units.
Yeah.
In total, they're going to be bringing at 80% of occupancy rate 2,600.
That's like pretty much your wage.
It is, and look what as well. I just shrink my expenses. So before I was spending around 2,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then obviously I was financially uneducated. I was just spending on some random stuff which I don't even need, to be honest. And that's why I was in minus, you know. But by listening to Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, yourself as well, you know, I said, look, I got to sort my financials right now.
Yeah.
You know? So I was spending around 2,000 a month. Yeah. I shrink that down to 1,100.
Brilliant.
So this deal, service accommodation makes me financially free. I will never have to go back to work.
That's incredible.
And I never will.
That's brilliant. So just off that one deal,
Just one deal, yeah.
it's financial freedom for you. On top of that, you're sourcing properties, HMOs, and things like that.
Yeah.
So talk to me about then the knowledge that you've learned. What's been the best? What's been the real aha moments, the real tricks and tips and things that you've learned on the academy, crash course, whatever, that have enabled this to happen?
Yeah. Obviously, academy is incredible. I recommend to everybody because you guys provide all the tools.
Yeah.
But to have all the tools is not enough. What I learned from you is the energy, you know, to go for kill, go for no, you know, and just keep going. To get me those 2 units rent to service accommodation took me around 80 phone calls.
Wow.
80 in one day. You know, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. You got to be persistent. You know? When people, like, don't get me wrong, like, sometimes I had so much negativity from the agents and stuff, like, wow, okay. And then obviously that pulling me down, but I said, look, go for no. Try again.
What do you mean by go for no?
I mean, when agents or any people say, Denis, no, we don't do this. Okay, I'll put you on my go. But I ask, is this possible in the future? Maybe. Excellent. I'm going to put them in my books and I'm going to follow it up.
Yeah.
And I got one property portfolio from one landlord. I'm trying to get it on a lease option.
Yeah.
At the first day, he said no, completely no. But I said, is there any chance, maybe like possibilities in the future? I don't know. I want to sell all these properties. Okay, that's fine. I put him in my books. Literally called him 1 month after. I asked him, so how is the sale going? How is your family and stuff? You know, and he said to me about still selling. And then I said, look, I can help you. Remember, I spoke about it, you know, last time. Now he's happy with 2 years. Lease option.
Brilliant.
But at the moment, it's not good for. It's not.
Yeah, 2 years is a bit short for what you want.
Yeah, so I'll wait a little bit longer, and I'm gonna be following up. Once I get it.
The power of the follow-up.
Yeah, you know, and for me, it's go for now. If the person would tell me no chance, I would just that's fine.
Yeah.
But if I see that there is possibility in the future, I will always follow up.
So rather than being disheartened by the no, it's almost a case of celebrating the activity. Because when you put the activity in, as long as you've got the right tools and you're saying the right thing, which you obviously are because you're on the academy, then you're going to get a yes eventually.
100%.
I mean, most people would probably give up after the third no, but you had 80 no's.
I'm in there still because I mean, like what I learned from you is obviously energy. You know, and when somebody tells me no, but there is opportunity that motivates me, kind of thing. Yeah. I actually want to do it more. Come on.
Yeah. But that's most people have to learn that.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah. Okay. So what's been? Talk to me about some of the joint ventures, the friendships.
Yeah. Amazing. They service accommodation 2 units. The total money in that we're gonna have to put in is gonna be 12,000.
Yeah.
I'm not spending even one penny from my pocket.
How does that work then?
It's an investor. This is the guy that my first investor that I sourced him HMO property, but it fell through, you know.
Okay.
So, but instead of like being okay, sorry and stuff, I explained him the situation, what's actually going on, and we kept in a good relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So I always talk to him, like, you know, message him as well. So how is going things in your life and stuff, like how's the investment as well. And then one day I said, look, I got this great opportunity that we can make some money together. He said, yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Tell me more about it. So I presented him a deal, the area, like not just by the pictures and the text message as well. You know, just took a video and showed that all the process, all the numbers, calculations. Yeah. Said, look, Dennis, I'm so pumped. I want to go with you. That's it.
So all the fees, the contracts, the furniture, the deposit that you might need to put down comes down to 12,000.
Yeah.
He's putting in all of the money, and then what's the profit share then?
Until he makes all his money back, it's going to be 70% to the investor and 30% to me.
Yeah.
Once he makes all his money back, it's going to be 50-50.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. It's just, I think so. It is fair, definitely.
That's fair. I think the power of joint ventures.
It's incredible.
What did you think when you first saw me on YouTube or in my books talking about buying houses and becoming financially free, starting with no money? Did you believe it?
I had those doubts in my head, but obviously I'm a big believer of anything that you imagine in your head is possible.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't have that eager, and I said like anger, nah, it's not impossible. But I had a little bit, you know. But I mean, once I actually started doing it, I mean, like I joined the academy and all the stuff but I don't class this my money.
Yeah.
Even debt, but it's good debt, but it's still not my money.
How did you get the money for the academy? Because that is not cheap.
It was crazy as well. Basically, I sat down with Elliot, you know.
Yeah.
Elliot knows me well, so it's
one of our training advisors.
Yeah. Amazing guy, you know. And then obviously he said, look, Dennis, we want to see you in the academy. I said, yeah, I want to as well, but I don't know how I could make this money now. So I ran to one loan company that I used before, but they said no to me, you know. So I was like, that's it. But I didn't stop. Same moment, I went to my banking, and basically applied for a loan. In 5 minutes, I had the money in my bank.
No.
Seriously. Alistair saw that as well.
The money in your bank in 5 minutes? Wow. Do you remember what interest you paid on that?
The interest is 19%.
Which is really high.
It is high, but I'm going to make all the money back.
Talk to me about the difference between good debt and bad debt.
Bad debt, if you get a debt for a holiday,
because
you just go in there and you get nothing basically, you know. A good debt is when you invest your money into something, into goods or products or knowledge as well, which gonna pay you back and cover your debt.
Yeah.
For example, if I buy a house on a debt and I got to pay £200 every single month, but the tenants pay me £600.
Yeah.
So obviously they paying for my debt.
Yeah.
And plus I got the cash flow of £400, but without any management fees and stuff.
Yeah. Is that not really risky though? Getting debts and stuff. I mean, what would people like Robert Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone and would they advise to do that? Do you think?
Before, I never wanted to go in debt. I mean, I said to myself, I will never go in debt, you know, because I was brought like this, you know, like my parents said, never go in debt, it's dangerous, it's like, you know, it's not good. So yeah, I think so, it's bad. But once I started to read Robert Kiyosaki, Grant Cardone, they are in debt. I mean, the country is in debt.
Yeah.
How can it be a bad thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to be really smart. I would say, you know. I mean, if uneducated person takes out a debt, that could be a bad debt, and that could be really risky.
The interesting thing is, the banks, they'll happily give you a loan to go on holiday.
Exactly.
But to buy a house, they don't want to give you the money because they say it's too high risk. Why do you think the banks say investing in property is too risky, but investing on a wedding day or investing on a holiday is no problem?
I reckon because obviously if you're gonna get a debt for a wedding or holiday, they know that you're gonna come back to us for more loan. But if you invest in a property, they know that you're gonna make money back.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
you think that the banks want you to fail?
Yeah, definitely. I think they are.
I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't disagree. So why do you think that investing in yourself is so important?
Because at the end of the day, knowledge is something that nobody can take it from you. You know,
Yeah.
even if I would lose all my money, you know, I would be saying, okay, I'll build it from scratch because I've done it before. I got the knowledge from you guys. You know, I got all these tools. You know, I know how to use them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will never lose it. Never lose it. I mean, this is an asset which is gonna be forever with you.
Where's your serviced accommodation property?
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Do you think that's a good area?
Very, very good area. It's literally 5 steps from the cathedral.
Yeah.
You know, one is 5-bed house, and the second one is cottage.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you go about finding a good area for rent-to-rent serviced accommodation?
First of all, I go into the area.
Yeah.
I see what is nearby. Do I actually like it? I also do my research on the hotels. For example, if Premier Inn or Travelodge is there, I know it's a good area.
Yeah.
Because they're doing all the due diligence for you, basically.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to build a hotel where is, you know, no money.
Okay.
That's the thing. And then obviously I got like Airbnb, looking at my competitors. And what I'm doing next is I'm going to the area and into the hotels and asking them, what is your occupancy rate? Like in a winter, in a summertime and stuff. I ask them all the details. I said, look, I'm just looking in this area to actually build some service accommodation for professional people and stuff for my business users. I'm not saying that I want to be their competitor. I just said, look, would you mind to actually share some details about the area? And I never failed.
They always give you the
They
details.
always give me.
Because probably you're not talking to the owner, you're talking to the receptionist who has all the data. So
Yeah.
they're not going to be threatened by you.
No.
Interesting. And you learned all that on the academy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
You're
great.
wise.
So talk to me then. People watching this video, let's say they're in your situation a year ago.
Yeah.
What's your best advice for them if they're wanting to get started in property, wanting to become, if they've got that burning desire like you have, and they want to let it out, where should they start?
Definitely make sure that this is something that you want to do. Definitely, that's number one rule. And start reading more books, basically.
Yeah.
If you got that old school mentality that debt is bad, get out of the debt as soon as possible, you know, change that first. I would definitely change that mentality first because obviously like what I have experienced was because I got used to working from 9 till 5. Once I quit my job, obviously you by yourself, you're your own boss now.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel, oh man, it's like I'm waking up in the morning, it feels good, but I don't feel that responsibility anymore. And then obviously I changed my mindset, said, look, these are my target, this is my goals, this is what I want to achieve within this month, next month, like 1 year,
Yeah.
you know, and I got to push it. I set up my to-do task every single night before I go to bed, you know, for the next day. So once I wake up, look, I know I got to do this, and I'm gonna do step by step. You know, and it always keeps me in that motion as well.
Do you think there could be a big risk in someone quitting their job that they might suddenly become lazy or unaccountable?
There is risk, definitely, but as I mentioned before, there's gonna be some bad times. I mean, don't expect that everything's gonna be coming fast.
Yeah.
You just won't.
Yeah.
I think before as well, I thought everything's gonna be really quickly for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I failed, and obviously that put me down. But then I changed my mentality again and said, look, I'm not gonna be expecting everything to come quickly.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm gonna be focusing on my targets now.
Because you quit your job and you kind of effectively did the financial freedom challenge.
Yeah.
Like how I did it. Do you think me achieving it in a week actually disheartens some people because they compare themselves to me, or do you think that it's a good thing because it inspires them?
It definitely inspires them. I mean, when I saw your 7-day challenge in Sheffield, that pushed me up, man.
Yeah, because it's
Seriously,
possible.
it
But
pushed me up.
then the thing is, I've got over a decade of experience.
Exactly.
I've got all the knowledge. So for me, I can do it in a week.
Yeah.
What's been the lowest moment for you then? What's been the hardest time in the last 6 months?
I felt lost, basically I didn't knew like what strategy I should focus on and which area as well. So I felt kind of, oh man, I feel like I lost my track.
Yeah.
So this is why I invented bespoke servicing.
Right.
So I spoke to an investor. I know what he's wanting. So
Yeah.
I'm basically replacing him, putting his skin onto me, because he's busy and I got time. This is what I want to do, and this is what I know how to do it.
Yeah.
And that helped me come back to the track, and be focused now. So the lowest point, as I said, it was basically like, worrying about making all the money back like in time, because I quit my job now, so I got to actually push it harder. But that kept me motivated. That kept me hard worker.
It's a high pressure situation. You put yourself under. You quit your job. You had no money. You'd got into a big debt where you pay 19% interest. That's a very, very high pressure situation. You must have had a lot of not only self-belief, but also belief in the training and belief in the system. A lot of pressure. I don't think many people will be able to cope and sleep with that kind of pressure.
It's a big pressure, but I feel comfortable there.
I mean, now you've made a success of it.
Yeah.
You're still only 6 months in, so it's not like you're a millionaire or anything,
No.
but you've got one deal that's going to make you financially free.
Yeah.
You've sold to investors. You've got cash flow coming in. It's worked. But before that happened, it's tough. Talk to me about, you mentioned that you had to get rid of some old friends.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Basically, obviously, my previous lifestyle wasn't the greatest, but I still was in kickboxing, but all them friends, they got different mentality. When I quit my kickboxing career because I just lost the interest and I achieved what I wanted to achieve, I had some bad friends with going out, have some drinks and stuff, and I mean, it was enjoyable, but then I always had inside me, this Denis, I don't want this anymore, you're doing something wrong, like a little voice inside me. I think that was like Grant Cardone said, that beast, it's like saying, look, Denis, you're doing something wrong, come on, man, get your things back together, and then once I discovered your company, property investment, I said to myself, look, I'm just gonna, focus on random stuff. I mean,
what's the difference in the mindset between your new friends and your old friends?
Friends, they want to enjoy now. Yeah, I mean, they got that mindset, live from paycheck to paycheck. My mindset right now is to focus on the future.
Yeah.
Create that legacy, and then you can enjoy your life.
Yeah.
But right now, work your ass off.
Yeah.
To create that something that really gonna be inspire even other people, and build that cash flow. So then you can enjoy your life more.
Yeah.
In a quality way.
Yeah, I love that. So what are your plans for the future then? So you're financially free now pretty much.
Yeah.
What's the next 6 months going to look like?
Next 6 months is I'm going to be looking to employ more people now as well, because obviously I want to scale. By the end of this year, I want to get some more people that are going to be working with me together, searching for deals directly one-to-one with investors. Mm-hmm. Because for the next 2 years, I'm going to be focusing on scaling my business. I got a business partner, Andy, if you listen to me, you're awesome. We're working together. He helped me a lot. This is incredible humans. Because, and he said to me, Denis, I see your energy. I want to help you. Yeah. I was like, no way. I mean, it's crazy and stuff, because you attract other people. That's the thing when you change. So he helped me a lot. By the beginning of the next year, we're planning to get first buy refurb refinance deal for ourselves. Real. Yeah, and then all the money that I'm going to be making from deal sourcing, I'm going to be stacking up, then buying houses. Brilliant. Buy 3 houses, refurb, flip it, and then buy 1 house to keep it. Again, 3 houses to flip it, 1 house to keep it. Yeah. And initially, I want a block of flats. Dude, you're ambitious, and I love it. How long have you known Andy? With Andy, I know him since May. Okay. Where did you meet Andy? DFE. On the DFE. Oh, all right. I think that's part of the academy and the training is you're gonna meet people like that, and then having energy like you've got, it is attractive. Yeah. And you can have a lot of money, but if you haven't got good energy, if you haven't got a good attitude,
you're never going to be successful
I agree with you.
in any business. So I love that. I'm really excited. It's been great to get to know you. And thanks so much for coming on the show. We should probably do a part 2 in maybe 6-12 months.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Samuel. You're the best, man.
Cheers. The reason Denis is so successful is not because he started with a lot of money. It's not even because he's really smart. It's because he's got great energy and he's a massive action taker. So my suggestion to you will be take massive action right now and get yourself booked on the Property Investors Crash Course. There's a link below. And to make it really easy for you, it's free on the house from me. No catch, 2 days, advanced property training. Get yourself booked on right now. Take massive action. I'll see you there.